Hello, welcome back to the I-24 News Desk, and we have takeoff. India has launched its second mission to the moon a week after the blastoff was cancelled because of a technical problem. India hopes the Chandrayaan 2 will be the first mission to land on the moon's south pole. The spacecraft weighs only 2.4 kilos and was launched with a rocket weighing 640 tons. These are live images now from the Mission Control Center in India, and that $150 million project comes just months after Israel's Bereshit rocket crash-landed on the surface of the moon. And joining us now from Mumbai is journalist Rebecca Bundum. Rebecca, thank you for joining us. An exciting day in India. Tell us then, how is this mission going to make its journey all the way to the moon?
It's a big relief that the takeoff has been a success after that attempt a week ago was aborted suddenly because of what was described as a technical snag. But now really the mission is only just beginning in terms of its journey. It's going to take almost 50 days before that crucial landing on the moon, which will be attempted in September. So first of all, Chandrayaan 2 will orbit the Earth. Then after orbiting the Earth, it will travel towards the moon. The Chandrayaan 2 spacecraft will then orbit the moon. Then from there, a lander will be released from the spacecraft, and it will be the lander that makes its way, hopefully, onto the moon's surface, which will be the south pole of the moon. No country has managed to land on the south pole of the moon before, so this will be a first if India achieves that. Once that's on the moon, a small rover, robotic vehicle emerges from the lander, and that's the vehicle that will then do the various experiments on the moon. But this will be a big leap forwards for India if it does actually manage to successfully go through with everything. But we have to wait till September to find out if that landing has actually been successful.
Yeah, now once hopefully it does get to the moon, does it have a scientific mission on the surface of the moon, or is this just to prove that India can do it and be the fifth country to have a soft landing on the moon?
There is a scientific purpose behind all of this. India's Chandrayaan 1 mission played a critical role in actually discovering water on the moon. Now, when this mission, Chandrayaan 2, goes to the moon, let's assume that it does successfully land on the South Pole, which is unexplored territory. It will be researching, analysing any water content it finds there, rocks and minerals and so on, and that will allow scientists to much better understand where this water content might come from. Water will, of course, be critical if there is ever going to be any kind of human habitation on the moon. So that will be very interesting research being conducted there. Also, when that rover analyzes and gathers all the data on rocks and minerals and so on, it could give scientists a much better understanding of the origins of the moon. So there's really very interesting and important work that's going to be conducted if it does make it there eventually.
And looking at the big picture, Rebecca, why is India investing in a space program much cheaper than the Apollo 11 mission 50 years ago? But why is it investing in the program, and what is it hoping to achieve with it?
India's become very, very serious about its space program, and it's developed a name for itself in terms of doing these missions on a relatively low budget, such as the Mars mission in 2014, a fraction of the cost, in terms of if you compare it globally to similar missions. Also, even this mission, although it's $150 million US, that's considered relatively cheap for such a mission. So that's really one of its kind of selling points, that it's able to do all this on a relatively low budget. I mean, there has been criticism though from some people. They do question, well, why is India spending so much money on space when it has other problems, for example, poverty and infrastructure? And some critics do argue, well, should India not be addressing those problems first? But then on the other side, it's pointed out that if India can develop its space capabilities, it allows it a lot. It can actually develop in a lot of areas, understanding weather patterns from space, which can then help farmers. It also allows it to monitor and control disaster management and so on. If there are cyclones, to really sort of be able to prevent destruction in the country. And as India develops its space sector, really the next move is to make it much more commercial and to get more private players on board. That will then eventually result in a lot of job creation for the country. But this latest moon mission, which is seen as a big leap forwards for India, comes ahead of India's plans to send its first astronaut into space by 2022. So we can really see how India is powering ahead with its space ambitions.
Extraordinary, and that would indeed make India the fourth country to successfully land on the surface of the moon. Not what I said earlier, of course, after the Israeli attempt to become the fourth country crash-landed on the surface of the moon. Rebecca in Mumbai, thank you very much. Moving back down to Earth.